Well, hello there, welcome back to the channel. So you're joining me out at camp today, and I'm going to be doing a wee bit of a check over because we've had an unbelievable storm over the last few days, and the wind etc is still going to be sort of floating about today, so it could be a bit of sort of tough conditions, but I just want to make sure that camp's actually okay. So I've come out just to sort of check the structures, if there is any repairs needing done, just start getting them carried out. But I was also wanting to have a wee look. There was a couple of wee things I was wanting to get done, just sort of getting it ready for spring, and get a few good camps out here. So we'll head over to camp just now, get everything checked over, and then we'll get started. So straight away I can see there basically the hazel hurdle wall at the back of the shelter has been blown down. Now the table that I have inside has actually been down for a wee while, and that's one of the projects I'm going to be doing today. But as I said, I'm just going to take everything out. I'm probably try and search for more hazel hurdle, and instead of there being a situation where we've got that sort of thicker logs at the bottom, I may very well try and do hazel hurdle all the way down sort of idea. Although the benefit that has is, again, from the point of view of the wind coming into the shelter, it is a sort of wind block just to sort of stop it coming in. So we'll have a little play around with it, but we need to get this fixed. I will get the table fixed today as well. Also the Bushcraft chair, and I also want to try and get the picnic table fixed. But as I said, the wind speed is meant to be going up to sort of 50-60 mile an hour winds this afternoon. I think it's 55 actually. You know, so I really do need to try and get this done before that wind sort of kicks in. Just don't want to be in the woodland when the wind's as high as it is. It is meant to be pouring with rain as well, which is actually quite good because, again, it's actually quite dry at the moment, so there's no rain. So let's get cracking with it and we'll see if we can beat the weather. Just some really good birch for starting fires. Right, so that's me taking the wall out, and I reckon I might actually just rebuild that again, but let's go inside the shelter and I'll show you the table. So I'll show you the table. So as I said, the table's just completely collapsed, but it's only one beam, so there's one supporting beam there, so the second supporting beam at the back has collapsed. So what we'll do is we'll get all that wood out, and then we'll insert the new beam, and then we'll get the table set up, and then we can sort of get the rest of the camp inside sorted out. But I still need to have a look at what I'm going to do with the back wall. Shelf up the top seems okay, but what I do need to do is there's a few wee holes just in the roof itself, so I just need to try and make it a little bit more waterproof. I've been asked a few times just as to how I built this, and basically if you look at it, what I've done is I've got the main frame and then I've just weaved branches almost like a hazel hurdle wall sort of concept, and then sort of covered it in moss. Now the moss has now got its own little ecosystem, so as I said, I can hear animals in there, voles and things like that. And then on this side I've got a tarp which is basically underneath where, sort of covering where I sleep. So I'm just going to take everything out just now, and that's, I'll just get that beam across the back in, and then we'll get the table laid out. And I'm looking forward, during the sort of the spring, etc., do more videos in here now that the shelter's got a little bit more room inside it. You know, it'd be nice to be able to have meals on the back table and just have that little bit of coverage from wind and rain. Now, initially underneath here was the wood store. So again, I'm just going to get some of the wood that I've got in here, get it back out into the new wood store. And as I said, the stick, yeah, so I had the stick that was there before as the sort of beam for the table. It's just snapped, just a sort of old age. But I said, this has been here since 2019. And again, you know me, I always like to recycle, so I'm just going to chop this down. This is sort of perfect thickness for being able to sort of put it in the wee wood stove, the wee twig stove. So that's it, just going to get the wood transferred over just now, and then I'll hook up with you. So that's good, so that's the wood store pretty much sort of filled back up again. So I've just opened everything up at the back here. I'm going to do a wee bit of work on the hazel hurdle wall just to try and make it a little bit more substantial. It's very, very old, so I'm going to try and see if I can get some more materials just around the woodland itself. But the other thing I was wanting to do as well is on the back wall is just actually peg it out and then sort of tie it at the top just to sort of make, again, that little bit more solid. But I think it would be a benefit to actually have that little wall up there just to sort of protect me from the wind. And it's maybe just going to be only sort of 4 or 5 logs at the bottom, but again, just that wind coming through, I think it will make a big difference. So going to get that done just now. Since I'm going to have to do this and spend a bit more time on the shelter as opposed to anything else, that wind is really, really getting up, so I really do need to be cautious of it. So I do apologise if it's affecting the audio on the camera, but let's get the peg sorted out for this and we'll get that side of things sorted. So I'm going to feed the main pole for the big table through. And that's just butted against the end there, so that'll just hold it in place. So I'm just going to get the wall built up just now, and then it'll just be a case of getting the struts on the thing. I may have to spend a bit of time just trying to find more hazel for the hazel hurdle wall. That said, unfortunately that's the rain started. This is going to be so good having the table back up and running again, because I said it's been down for quite a while. Brilliant. I'm going to take you inside and I'll show you all set up. Now, just in a temporary note there just now, because I said I am going to try and do something a little bit more substantial with this, with a hazel hurdle wall. Yeah, because I absolutely love it, but it's supposed to be a case of trying to get materials and everything as well. But at least that'll give me a little bit of cover just now. Okay, I'll take you inside. So just getting the chair ready for going in. As I said, it's going to make such a massive difference, just being able to sort of have a meal there. But it does seem as if it's on a slight slope, so again I might try and see if I can do anything with that. But I said that wind is just getting absolutely crazy. Really squally rain, etc. as well, so as I said, I don't know how long I'm going to be able to sort of stay out before it really kicks off. It seems to sort of rain, really windy, then calm down for a few minutes, and then just all kick off again. So it is meant to be getting a bit stronger in a wee while, so I'm going to check this out. And we'll see how we go. So that's great to get the table back up and running again. Absolutely love it. Used it an awful lot before, but just with the change of the shelter, so what I've done, don't know if you've seen in the sort of previous video from the shelter, but I've taken the big chair out and I've put that over in the kitchen, and this has just opened up so much more room inside the shelter. So I've got the one Tigris promenade chair in here, I'll be having the one Tigris dipper table in here as well, but it just has opened up so much room, leg room wise, just sort of being able to chill. So at nights it's going to be fantastic, because again, before it was always the case, generally I was either sitting on the bed, or alternatively I found the big chair just that little bit large, and again, even when it came to sitting, I was sort of, my head was touching the roof. So this is just going to make such a massive difference. Now unfortunately that gusty wind that I'm sort of talking about earlier on, there's a massive gust just now, and there's been a massive crack in a tree just above me, and I'm a little bit on the nervous side just now, so I'm going to finish off. I've got one project to actually do just before I head, but it is just going to be a case of sort of getting that finished and getting out the woods itself. As I said, the wind is maybe getting even stronger in the next sort of hour and a half, and again, it's so frustrating, but you've always got to veer on the side of caution. I just seem to have been caught out with this over the last wee while. Every time I've had a day off or a planned trip, the weather seems to be catching me a little bit, which is frustrating, but as I said, it's Scotland. If I was only ever to play on Sunday days, I wouldn't get much time to play. So as I said, just going to get myself organised, get the last little project completed, and then that'll be us. So what I'm wanting to do is, when I've been looking at the kitchen and the door, the hinge door, basically the sticks in it are just too thin. So I had some extra material that I've been taking out of the main shelter itself just when I've been sort of prepping it. So I'm going to cut that up and actually install that in the shelter just to make it that little bit better. So again, from the point of view of that it keeps sort of falling down all the sticks. I'll show you once I've actually done it. looks better. And that's just basically a hinge door that I've got there just to sort of put things away. And basically all I've done is a whittled stick that's into the ground, drilled holes with Scotch augers, that's slid over, and then everything's sort of tied off. But that looks a lot better. So now all of a sudden we've got a little glimpse of sunshine, but as I said, I can see down the valley and it does look as if the sort of heavy rain's about to hit, unfortunately. The wind speed's probably not been quite as crazy as I was expecting, but as I said, I am hearing quite a lot of cracking, and I think one of the trees has come down in the forest just along, so I think it is time to head home, unfortunately. But as I said, that's been fantastic, thoroughly enjoyable. I've really wanted to get that table fixed for a very, very long time, and it was also great just getting the cupboard door sorted as well. But these sort of things, these sort of day trips and just sort of spending time in the woods and building do so much for my mental health, but also sort of planning and preparing and thinking about the next build or the next adventure, etc. as well. So it has been really, really good. So hopefully you guys have, one, enjoyed it, but also had a wee sort of sense of relaxation with watching it as well. But I've been quite busy. I've also been launching another YouTube channel. Myself and my partner have just started a new YouTube channel called Highland Adventures. So go check that one out and also give it a wee subscription if that's okay. And that is very much going to be a case of sort of camper vans, tent boxing, around the NC 500 and other campsites in the Highlands. So really looking forward to a lot of fun adventures with that one as well as continuing the bushcraft camp and other sort of bushcraft survival stuff, etc. So thanks so much for watching. Take care, and we'll see you in the next adventure. Bye bye.